What's up, Seawolves? I'm Leah Gannon.
I'm Matt Shinnon, and welcome back to Studio Blue News.
We'd like to wish you all a happy Black History Month. In honor of the occasion, Sonoma State hosted a talk by English professor Kim Hester Williams on reimagining Black labor on February 12th and the Black Joy Festival on February 13th.
On February 23rd, SRJC's Black Student Union is hosting Soul Skate Night at Cal Skate from 7:30 to 9 p.m.
And on February 27th, the SSU Hub will host a Black History Month cookout from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Seawolf Plaza.
Today we will be discussing the budget cuts recently announced in a school-wide email by Interim President Emily Couchrer on January 22nd. Many undergraduate and graduate programs will be eliminated, resulting in backlash from the SSU community.
We will now cut to interviews with Marcus Zemer, head coach of the men's soccer team since 1991, and men's baseball coach Jacob Garces, who recently migrated here from Oregon in August to coach the team.
The university announced that they were cutting the Sonoma State University Athletic Department. Our job will be out of jobs effective June 30th. So for me, I've been here 36 years and as a player, and I've put my heart and soul in this program. And I actually found out, I was working in my office, and one of my players texted me a screenshot of an email and said, Coach, I have the text, Coach, is this true? Are we done? So I looked at it quickly and quickly texted back, said, where is that? What is that? And then immediately got on my email and saw that we had all received an email at the same time saying that they were cutting athletics. Students are in a very difficult spot, the student athletes, because because they have to find another place to play. They're students, they're student athletes. They came here to play the sport, so they need to find another place to play. It was very cynical what the administration did because, from what we can tell, we believe they knew in October that they were going to cut the sports, but they waited until 2 days into the semester to announce it, so that they got the tuition for this semester, which is $4.5 million if you take the 250 student athletes. We have student athletes that transfer from other universities to come here. They find out 2 days in they don't have a program to play in. We have student athletes that sign leases for a year that now are stuck in a lease. How are they going to get? How are they going to leave? We have our athletic trainer bought a house a month ago. We have local, so we have 3 local Hispanic students that are playing here. They're first generation college students that came here to play their sport. So now are they going to have the resources to move on and play someplace? I don't know. It's just from so many levels, it's just very cynical. For me, the problem is that this is on the chancellor's office, the board of trustees, and the governor, because they allowed a thriving institution to take a turn and go downhill, and that's where we're at. For me, this is the example of like a 2-star Michelin restaurant that hires a new chef who changes the menu, stops advertising, and then they start to have less and less customers, and then 4 years later they lost their mojo and they're going out of business. And this is exactly what's happened here. So because the chancellor, the board of trustees, the governors allow this to happen, they need to make us whole. We need help. And this is a beautiful place. It's a destination spot. We have people come from all over the world to come here. We have wine tasting. We've got a great beer culture. We've got the beach. We've got mountain bike riding. We've got fine restaurants. We're an hour from San Francisco. This is a destination. People come here for vacation. And we were a thriving, as we should be, a thriving university. Because they allowed this to happen on their watch, they need to make us whole and give us the resources to build back up again so that we can be a thriving university once again.
Jacob Garces, I'm the head baseball coach here at Sonoma State. I was hired in August of 2024. Substantially. I mean, obviously for personal reasons, with myself, my wife, my kids, but also, with our players, with the community. I mean, that's a much larger impact than just me. For us, it was a tough decision. We loved where we were at. I loved my job. My wife loved her job. I was recruited to interview for the position. I liked what I saw here at Sonoma State. We loved the community. Felt like a great move for us and our family. And so within, I can't remember the exact timetable, within about a week, we had moved part of our stuff over here to Sonoma State. We'd gone back and forth to Oregon multiple times to move stuff. We were in the process of remodeling our home, finished that, sold our home in December, and now we're here. I'm proud of how they've responded. Obviously, I mean, it's a tough situation to respond to. They're emotional as well, but they've responded really well. We're focused on being where our feet are at, and we open up here in a few days, and so we've practiced well, and I'm just proud of their mindset and where they're at as a team. I have no idea. I'm focused right now, being where my feet are at. I told the guys, about an hour after we had met as a group with the athletes, we met as a team, and I told them I'm not going anywhere. I'm all in for this year, and we're going to make the most out of it, and hopefully we can use this adversity as some momentum and really do something special this year. That's our goal.
Students like Emma Williams, who is double majoring in history and dance, will be forced to switch to an unaffected major or transfer schools.
I was getting ready for class and I got a bunch of texts from the dance team group chat. I was in shock. I immediately went to my email and the breath just left my body. I know all of my other fellow dance majors were actively taking class with one of the heads, Kristen Daly, and they found out while they were taking class. I think that is just unacceptable. And I think the fact that the news was sent out in a mass email is not the correct way things should have been handled. The day I found out, I emailed San Jose State, Sac State, and Long Beach, trying to see if I could transfer and get an exemption to be able to allowed into the fall semester. I am able to go to college because the military pays for my tuition, but they only pay for 4 years. And if I don't get in for the fall, I won't be able to audition for the dance team or the programs, so then I would end up just having to take a gap year. A lot of us are just looking for help from the university, but they're not reaching out. I know they've been trying to help the athletes, but what about all the students who lost their majors? I feel like information isn't given out. They said they're going to give us a transfer advisor. I have not been in contact with a transfer advisor, and they said, oh, in a few weeks. I don't have a few weeks. I need to try and find a school right now, or else my education is going to be messed up. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a high school teacher. I want to get my credentials to be able to teach dance and history at the high school level, and I don't know if I can make that happen in 4 years now with this mess. So it's just a lot, and my future feels really uncertain. I also have been a military kid, so I've moved to countless schools, and I thought college was going to be the one time I could stay in the same place for 4 years, and that opportunity was taken away from me.
On January 30th, SSU held a town hall to answer questions about the cuts via Zoom. Even though the event was moved online, hundreds of students, faculty, and staff assembled in Seawolf Plaza to watch the Zoom and have their voices heard. While attending the event, I was able to speak with some of those who were impacted.
My major and department has been cut, and SSU has left me with no options.
I'm losing a lot of brothers, a lot of friends. I consider them family, and for them to strip that away from us like that, it's unfair, and they say they care, but they don't care.
It's affected me personally in every way possible. Since our department has been cut, it's just been nonstop. First, getting hit with the news by email, which was a shock to everyone. I took over as chair the day before we found out, so it's just been nonstop advising since then.
No. I think that questions were not answered, and this Zoom meeting was pointless, and we need to see the president face to face.
No, they're just dodging everything. They don't want to say the truth, or just tell us the truth,
Absolutely not. I feel like they just gave non-answers to pretty much every question, and they tried to basically say they were helping faculty, and I can speak from firsthand knowledge that they are not helping making plans. Teach-out plans, they're not working with us really to make those. And I had a really fun time when they basically shamed my advising of one of our students, because that was a question asked basically. Basically felt like they were singling me out for not doing a good enough job, which is crap because I put my heart and soul into helping these students for the last week.
Keep fighting, and hopefully something will happen.
I mean, it's just a lot of uncertainty, you know. Like, I'm in the portal right now. I see my new home, but you know, I just don't want to leave. I want to stay here. I want to play for Sonoma State.
I don't know. I get asked this many times a day. I don't know what the future holds. I know we're going to fight to save it because our department is really something special and is in such high demand in the state of California. We need geologists. That's an honest fact. We have direct connections with employers. So our plans are just figuring out what we're going to do, fight like hell, and if not, just make sure everyone lands on their feet.
On February 5th, the Press Democrat held a virtual community conversation with Couture, along with a panel of students and faculty. Although the discussion was tense, no changes were made.
The SSU community is still pushing to save the affected programs. If your major has been impacted, you can reach out to the Advising and Transfer Center for academic advice and the CAPS program for mental health services.
Thanks for tuning in to Studio Blue News. I'm Leah.
I'm Matt, and we'll see you all next time.